Welcome to the M&T Show. My name is Beth Wrenn, your hostess for the next half hour, along with my partner in crime, Miss Teri Petrella. This is the M&T Show where you get divinely infused guidance, not to mention divinely infused, focused future readings. And you never know, sometimes we get connections to the other side as well. You would be surprised what you hear on this show. It's never the same every time, as our regular listeners also know. You can call this show, calling 888-454-2751. That again is 888-454-2751, or Ask One Radio. Our producer behind the scenes is our buddy Dave, keeps us sane. And, of course, our number one fan, my mother, who listens to just about every talk show under the sun, but, of course, has to listen to the Ask One Radio Network with the M&T Show. Now, keep in mind, with the M&T Show, it may sound like you come in empty, but you certainly don't leave empty. You certainly go out leaving fulfilled with divine spirit, love, and light. Miss Teri, what's going on with you this week?
Well, we have a few things going on as usual. We've had some great calls this week, by the way, and a couple things I want to share that we are doing, you are doing. I'm just sort of your sidekick right now. We have the Greensboro, North Carolina Gallery. That will be on the 24th, which is Saturday. And then we have the Rockingham, March 3rd, and then April 28th. That's a little out there, but that is at Raleigh, North Carolina. So just some things that are coming up. Again, some private galleries are also being scheduled. You can call our office to do that as well, but we've got quite a few things coming up, and I know you and I need to talk about maybe some things as it relates to Skype and some other stuff that's going on. So we have the chat to text on Tuesdays. That is with me, Teri Petrella. That is in the evening from 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. So you can get a hold of me that way. We've got some really great things going on with Skype right now. And Beth, if you don't mind, can I share the story about the two ladies that actually were calling in yesterday? We had to kind of cancel and reschedule and do a couple things. Can I talk about that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. So a couple really cool things. We had two ladies that wanted to talk to you. They couldn't make it in for one reason or another. Next thing you know, you, Mary Beth, said, hey, let's just Skype. And so neither one, kind of a little like me, I didn't know anything really about Skype. So they had to download. As they were downloading and asking me questions, who I really don't know a lot about Skype, but they don't you laugh at me.
I'm thinking about laughing.
So they were of course asking me, which I know nothing about, but I told them to go ahead and download it. They figured it out and absolutely loved that they could talk to you, see you in person, and not have to drive to come see you. So pretty cool. And I think we're going to jump into a couple more, if we can, Skype calls moving forward in the future. What are your thoughts about that? They loved it. What kind of feedback did you get?
You know what? Skype has been around for, I don't know, about 10, 20 years or something. No, not 20 years, maybe 10, 15 years. I remember when it was started out, it was the wild, wild west of the voiceover internet. Oh, my gosh. Back then you had Packet, Lingo, Magic Jack, Vonage, and Skype. And I've been there, done that. I'm the tech head of the group, if you haven't figured that one out. Even though I am a full-time psychic, I'm also a big-time geek, for those people who know what that is. And I'll tell you what, Skype is fantastic. And that's because with Skype, you can get a practically in-person reading. I'll call it a virtual in-person appointment. But you can save gas and stay out of traffic. Yes. So, at no tolls, wherever you might be. Not only that, it's international. In fact, I'd like to say that when I make my phone calls overseas, sometimes the overseas phone calls are more clear than the ones here in the United States, which may sound like you're talking to McDonald's microphone like this. so I really appreciate Skype. And as a matter of fact, I want to do a kind of a throwback too. Teri, you remember when you just said you're the sidekick to the psychic?
Yes.
Years ago, when I first started out with radio, I had auditioned to be the psychic for the morning radio show. And so when I was called in, they thought I was going in for the sidekick for the morning jock, not the psychic for the morning jock. And so we had to kind of clarify that. I said, no, I'm not Robin Quivers here, people. I'm more like Sylvia Brown with a Geek World. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was clever. But
We
Teri,
talked about that last week. Really being careful about what is being said and really understanding and interpretation thereof. That's funny. Another story about that, right?
right on. You know what?
So,
What do we say we get some calls in? You want
okay.
to filter through and see what we've got?
Sure.
I can put my psychic mojo on.
Okay. You do the psychic mojo. I'm going to introduce Stephanie from Seattle on the line with us right now. Stephanie, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I am doing fantastic. How are you ladies doing?
Fantabulous. Okay, so we don't have a whole lot of time, and we want to get to you, but we want to take good care of you. So we're gonna ask just one question of Mary Beth. Do you have that question ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Am I on my life path purpose? Like, am I heading in the right direction? And if no, can I have some guidance on how to get to that point, or how to find that, or
Okay.
figure out?
Stephanie, the first thing I want to say, of course, I'm joking here when I say this, but you being in Seattle and being that I'm a big-time computer gamer, first thing out of my mind is, you work for Microsoft. Just kidding. But hey, you're from Seattle. What am I going to do? Anyway, honey, Stephanie, your aura field glows a gorgeous orange aura, which tells me you work extremely well under pressure. You are also a person who can be gifted at public speaking. So I'm feeling that you will have a calling or career that will be driven toward, if you would say, teaching, education, communications. I feel
Hello?
like even I'm here. I hope you can still hear me.
Oh, yes. I don't know what happened. I apologize.
No problem. But like I was saying, I get the impression of teaching, communications, life coaching, if you will. But I'm also feeling this lean, or should I say a pull, in the direction of being self-employed. I'm not seeing you being a 9-to-5er, but more like an 8-to-fainter. Okay, if you understand what I'm talking about. So I feel like you have this drive for being of purpose. Now, what I mean by that is, normally when I see people who have this orange-looking aura, I think of people who are lawyers. No, not the sharks. No, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about earth justice, standing up for a reason, a purpose. So I'm going to well, I just got the strong energy of Capricorn. I don't even know your birthday, but why am I picking up an earthly-like energy? Are you
Because
Virgo?
my birthday is Christmas Day. I am a Capricorn to the T.
Okay, you're a Cap. Okay, that's why I'm like, it just struck me. I'm like, Capricorn.
Wow.
Not that, okay. That doesn't mean you're going to have a career as a Capricorn. It's just that you're going to fit the zodiac characteristics of the Capricorn nature, which then tells me you make an impact on a lot of people. Look at famous Capricorns. I can think of one, Elvis Presley. Okay, here's another one, Jesus Christ. Just exaggerating, but I'm not kidding. It's Capricorn. So I hope that you are working in that type of direction. Because if you're not, girlfriend, you're missing the boat. I'm seeing a self-employment. Teri, throw your 2 cents in here.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I love the fact that you already called it out that she's a Capricorn and you didn't know that. So, right on, girlfriend. I have a younger sister, 5 years younger, who is a Capricorn. And trust me, she is driven. That would be Debbie Burton. Little shout out to her. Um, Truly, she is very driven. Definitely could run her own business. Definitely has that kind of drive. Very good with people, and has this eloquence and able to talk with others, and getting them to do the things they probably wouldn't do for maybe someone else. So, yeah, that's kind of the Capricorn. That's my sister anyway. I don't know how that feels to you, Stephanie.
Sounds like me to a T.
Does it?
I just
Okay.
kind of feel lost, like, at the moment, and that's why I asked. I'm trying to get a feel. I feel that, but it's not, like, pulling. Does that make sense? It's not like, this is what it is. You should do this. You should be empowered to do this. So it is. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Stephanie, I'm going to do a quick shout out before you go. I hear the word Mary being repeated in my mind with you. Now, I don't know if that means this is a spirit guide or a relative who's passed away, but I feel like I have to acknowledge the word Mary.
Okay.
I was hoping maybe you identify or know her, but if you don't, she's either a business partner and she's a living person, or we've got a relative on the other side who's trying to give you encouragement. Now, I'm feeling a pull big time. I know you're not, and it might be because you came from, I hope that doesn't mean you were laid off or that something was so emotionally stunning that stunted your choice to want to make a leap of faith, if you will. And I just keep getting the impression, okay, make sure there's water in the pool before you dive in. But take a dive. Take time to try to jump. Believe in yourself. Okay.
I understand.
You got it. Okay. Do you know who Mary is? That's because it's just like the word Capricorn. It's just hitting me. Capricorn, Mary.
So
Okay.
my mother's name is Mary Ann, but other than that, no, I don't. Maybe it's my great grandmother. She's passed on.
No, Stephanie, back up. It's your mother.
Yeah.
Even though she's not dead. I'm not saying she's going to die. Okay, not yet at least, okay? So don't freak. But I get the impression that your new business will also have something to do with your mom. So maybe your new business has to do with empowering senior citizens. Look, I'm a senior citizen under this gamer hat, so I want you to kind of contemplate that and even ask your own mother for advice, because I feel like she has the insight on you.
She's not a good, she's not a positive to a situation.
Role model?
So I tend to stay away. Does that make sense? She's more of a drain. So I'm raising children, and I'm trying to be a mother myself, so I just distance myself. But there's a lot of distance, too. I'm in Seattle. She's in Texas. So I don't know. That's hard. That one's like, a squeeze on the throat.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
But I think it has to do with your career. Because if you work with clients in the future that have difficulty with their mothers, girlfriend, you not only bought the T-shirt, you burned the shirt. You know what's going on. So when somebody says to you, well, you have no idea what it's like to be with my mom, you can say, yeah, I do. So I feel like the golden nugget of success sits with your mother. Yeah, it's kind of the back way looking at it.
I know, right? That's like, I didn't expect that, but I can understand it. I'm totally open to it, so.
I think you're going to be a psychologist in the future.
Interesting.
Listen,
well,
Stephanie,
with the knowledge that I'm gaining from life until now, I'm acquiring quite a bit. So that's very empowering. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And Stephanie, don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Am I allowed to ask one more quick question?
I'm sorry?
Am I allowed to ask one more question?
we can't because we've got somebody sitting behind you,
understand.
and I really have to take care of her. But you know what? You can always give us a shout out at our website, www.marybethwrenn. That's like WRENN. 2 wings on a bird, 2 N's on my name. Or, with Teri Petrella's 2 L's in her name. But just look up marybethwrenn.com.
Okay, I got it down. I appreciate you, ladies. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Mary Beth, you ready for our next caller?
I am. How about you?
I am. This is Michelle from Long Island. And hi, Michelle. Welcome to the show.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? So we've got just a few moments here. I want to get your question in. What are your thoughts? What do you want to ask Mary Beth?
Mary Beth, I'd like to know if you could tell me about 2 people who have passed in my life. And I'd like to know if they're with me.
I feel it. I feel them already. Michelle, I'm sorry to jump on your conversation. And of all people, I know better in broadcasting not to walk on your conversation. But girlfriend, I'm walking on your conversation, and I know you're from Long Island, so I can talk to you like that from Long Island, okay? Now, honey, the impression I get is that there is a recent passing because your aura field is beige. Now, when I see beige, it usually means that there is a passing or that you're emotionally still charged up about the passing that may have happened 6 months or a year ago. Now, I keep feeling like I'm supposed to say your brother or that I'm supposed to be picking up on a male figure, and it is so strong. Now, I keep feeling like I'm supposed to be saying, this is the flash visions that keep coming through my mind, is there could be a person who's still alive, but I think he might have DUI problems or driving issue problems. This could be a person who's alive, but the spirit world's pulling me to pay attention to the young man who's misbehaving. But honey, I keep getting the impression of a male presence around you, so strong. It's more strong than you said, Mom. I'm going, no, this guy's a guy. Okay.
Yeah,
I know
it's a male presence.
Well,
and, he was an alcoholic, and he was young. And it's actually a recent passing in the last month or so. I'm going to say month and a half.
Yep.
About now. So we were always told that we were like brother and sister, but we were more or less friends, you can say, but a long-time friends. And I think that's why people always, thought that we were brother and sister because we tend to look like each other. So I just want to know if he's in peace, if he's still with me, there's any messages he'd like me to know.
I wish I had an hour with you. Michelle, this man is just, if I could change my face, I would. I can feel his energy just reeking through me. First of all, he wants to tell you that the car accident needs to be investigated because there's legal issues there. So there's more there than meets the eye. I just feel like more than drinking, there could have been a problem with the brakes. It could have been the other driver. But there feels like there's more there than meets the eye. I also feel like I have to acknowledge 2 names, John or Tom. I just am getting, this man is pushing on me. Holy moly. And I feel like he says that he loves you, but not in a I'm going to cheat on you with my husband kind of vibe. Then again, he's flirting with you, so I'll take that back because he's flirting with you.
So there was no accident, though. It was no physical car accident involved. He just was, happened to be in a bar that night, and he had an altercation with his girlfriend, like arguing, face to face with her, and she happened to leave him. But he passed away that night, unfortunately, without, I have no closure exactly as to, what actually caused his death. It's just the family reached out to me, and, it was somebody I spoke to every day. So
Michelle?
No actual accident that took place.
Michelle, there's more here than meets the eye, and he's so prominent to me. He is telling me that there was There was an issue with a car. So the argument could have, or the altercation could have occurred about a car, over a car, through a car. Something's going on with the car. I'm also being shown that there is supposed to be legal issues going on. Now, this is the freaky part. I meditate before every radio show, and I got 3 cards. I use tarot once in a blue moon, and the death card kept coming up, and the justice card kept coming up. And I'd reshuffle, and it'd come up death card and justice. I'd reshuffle, and it did it again. I was like, all right, I know you're coming through, whoever you are. And as soon as I heard your voice, I'm like, oh, there's that guy. So there's no closure. But he's telling me that it can be investigated. There will be closure, and he's saying to me to tell you, this is the message to you, Michelle, thank you for believing in me. That's exact words I'm hearing from him to you. Thank you for believing in me. You understand that message?
Yep, I do. I definitely understand that. I was someone who always did believe in him, and he always thanked me for that, actually, in those exact words, and I always supported him, and I love him dearly, you know. It was this very hard loss, and, you know, of course it's emotional, so I always try to remember the good in him, and I just, you know, want him to know that even though he's no longer here, he's still with me, you know, and, you know, I'm still, like, always thinking of him and all that, you know, so sorry to get emotional.
Oh, no. Michelle, this is the place to release, and you're safe to do just that. Can I feel like I need to tell you something. He's showing me the numbers 9, 6. I don't know if that means September and June, or if it's September 6th or June 9th. But do you understand that? 1996? Why 9, 6? Or 6, 9, unless he's a really weirdo, you know. But hey, Teri, sorry. It's just that I'll pick up the personalities.
Maybe the 69 for flirtatious side. You know, he always had that about him, you know. So I don't know why he would be showing those exact numbers. I don't know what that has anything to do with, honestly.
I think I do.
It's a 6'9", that's, you know, and that's, you know, he had a flirtatious side, you know. He was actually full of life, you know. He was like the rainbow, so every color he was in that rainbow.
He is, but if you know anything about zodiacs, the zodiac sign, I believe, of Cancer
he's a Cancer sign.
He's a Cancer. 6'9".
Yeah.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, and Mary Beth should just be quiet. Sorry.
He's definitely a Cancer sign.
Teri, what about you? I think I'm going to go blush.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm already blushing, so I am no good to either one of you right now. Oh, my goodness. No, listen, Mary Beth, you are on target tonight, so that's awesome.
Definitely a
Michelle.
Cancer sign. Yes, and you know who he's with over there on the other side? If he's alone, if he's not alone, who do you see him? If he's with family members or...
He's with his dog. That's what he shows me.
Oh.
He's with a dog. Mm-hmm. He is showing me a dog. I get a white dog with black spots. He's with a dog. Unless he's had a... Oh, that would be just rude. I'm not going to say it that way. Oh, my God, he's rude. He can be crude.
He didn't have a dog as far as I know, you know?
Yeah, read into the words, Michelle. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's why I'm like, read into those words, Michelle. You know what?
He's with God.
Yeah, see, that's his personality. I'm like, what he's doing is pushing the buttons of a medium. Meaning that he's like, oh, yeah, you're a medium? Well, say this. Well, say that. And I'm like, you son of a gun.
He's
I'm not
testing
you. Yes, he is.
He's
exactly
testing
what
you.
So he's with the dog, and read my mind, if you know what I mean. Like, if you can't figure it out, I'm talking about a female dog. Ta-da! Okay, I said it. Oh, my God, he's rude. He's rude, but it's rude in a crazy way. Honey, Michelle, I know Dave's
Yes.
sitting here haunting us because we have to sign off soon.
That's
But
right.
Michelle, what a delight
Yes.
to meet you and to meet this mouth of a wonderful man on the other side. But what a mouth.
I know. Do you know? Can you say his name? Do you know what he looks like? Can you describe him?
I get his personality. For me to say mouth, I'm thinking Ralph Mouth. But I was picking up John or Tom before. I'm so sorry. I just
definitely not.
pick up the name, but I got his personality loud and clear.
Okay, ladies.
Yes.
we gotta go. Michelle, please check in with us, okay? Give us a call at 704-566-8300. Let us know how that's all going. Stephanie, you as well. Definitely want to hear from both of you and anyone else who wants to call in. Go ahead, Mary Beth. Let's sign us off.
Don't forget, reality is what you make it. Make sure you make it the very best. We'll see you next week. Thank you.